My mom opened credit cards in my name. When I confronted her, she said, "You make good money, you can handle it." I found out completely by accident. I was 28, had been saving for 2 years, and finally felt ready to buy my first car. Nothing fancy, just a reliable used sedan to replace the beater I'd been driving since college. Walked into the dealership feeling confident. Had a solid job as a project coordinator. $15,000 saved up for a down payment, never missed a bill in my life. The finance guy ran my credit and his face changed. He printed something out, slid it across the desk, and said, "I'm sorry, but we can't approve you at any rate." My credit score was 510. 2 years ago, it had been 720. I sat in that dealership parking lot for 20 minutes, staring at my phone, trying to figure out what happened. Identity theft was my first thought. Some hacker, some data breach, something random and fixable. Pulled my full credit report that night. 3 credit cards I'd never opened. Capital One, opened 14 months ago, balance $8,100. Discover, opened 11 months ago, balance $7,300. A department store card, opened 8 months ago, maxed at $7,600. Total damage, $23,000. I called each company, asked for statements, transaction history, everything. They all had the same billing address. My mom's house, the one I'd moved out of 6 years ago. Purchase history told the whole story. Ashley Furniture, Macy's, Kohl's, cash advances at ATMs near her neighborhood. She'd been using my information like her personal credit line. My hands shook as I scrolled through the charges. A $3,400 sectional couch, a $200 bedroom set, clothes, shoes, electronics, cash withdrawals of $500, $800, $600. She'd been living off my credit for over a year. I didn't call first, didn't give her warning, just drove straight to her house the next morning, walked in using the key she'd never asked me to return, and threw the printouts on her kitchen table. She was sitting there in her robe, drinking coffee, scrolling through Facebook on her phone. Barely looked up. "We need to talk about these credit cards," I said. She glanced at the papers, took a sip of coffee. "Oh, those? Yeah, I was going to tell you eventually. You stole my identity, Mom." She waved her hand dismissively, like I was overreacting to a minor inconvenience. "Don't be so dramatic. You make good money. You can handle it. I needed some things after the divorce, and my credit was trashed. You know how your father left me. $23,000 worth of things? You're young. You'll bounce back. I'm 61 years old. I don't have time to rebuild credit or wait around for life to get better. You've got your whole future ahead of you." I just stared at her, waiting for an apology, waiting for shame, regret, anything human. She picked up her phone and went back to scrolling. "I needed furniture. The couch was falling apart. You expect me to sit on a broken couch at my age? You could have asked me for help. You would have said no. You've always been selfish with money." That's when I knew nothing I said would matter. She genuinely believed she was entitled to ruin my financial future because she was older and having a hard time. I walked out without another word. The next day, I filed a police report. The officer took my statement and looked uncomfortable the whole time. "You know, if we investigate this, your mother could face criminal charges, right? Identity theft is a felony." I know. 2 weeks later, detectives showed up at her house with a warrant, seized her bank records, her computer, everything. The evidence was overwhelming. She'd signed my name on applications, used my social security number, forged documents. She called me that night, screaming so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. "You're really going to put your own mother in jail over money? After everything I did for you? I raised you. I fed you. This is how you repay me?" I didn't argue, just listened until she ran out of breath. "I'm your mother," she said finally, voice breaking, "and I'm the person whose life you destroyed for a couch." The trial took 4 months. She pleaded guilty to avoid worse charges. The judge sentenced her to 18 months in county jail, 5 years probation, and full restitution of $23,000. She got led out of the courtroom in handcuffs, crying, while I sat in the back row with my hands folded in my lap. Last week, a letter arrived from the county jail asking if I'd put money on her commissary account so she could buy soap and snacks. I closed on my first house the same day.